Ladies and gentlemen, this is a story that came out in the Washington Post. U.S. militia groups head to border stirred by Trump's call to arms. Ladies and gentlemen, no defense. There's no need for no militia group to go to the border when he already said he was going to send 15,000 troops. Why do they need the National Guard, the Army, and the Air Force, and the militia? This ain't no damn war. There is no need for them to really be there when you have all of that military personnel there. You know, you always got a group of people that just insist upon trying to kick up some damn rocks. Okay. Gun-carrying civilian groups and border vigilantes have heard a call to arms and Trump's warnings about threats to American security posed by caravans of Central American migrants moving through Mexico. They're packing coolers and tents, oiling rifles, and tuning up aerial drones with plans to form caravans of their own and trail American troops to the border. We'll observe and report and offer aid in any way we can. Well, aren't the military already trained? I tell you what, if the military needs aid, then something's wrong with the military. They're not much of a military. Okay, Shannon McGottlieb, Bell's bondsman in the Dallas suburbs, who was president of the Texas Minutemen. McGottlieb said he was preparing to head for the Rio Grande in coming days. We've proved ourselves before and will prove ourselves again. Prove yourselves for what? They got military personnel there. They got military. Why do they need a militia group on top of the military? Oh my goodness. McGottlieb and others have been roused by the president's call to restore order and defend the country against what Trump has called an invasion of thousands of Central American migrants advance slowly through southern Mexico towards the U.S. border. Trump has insisted that unknown Middle Easterners, very tough fighters, and large numbers of violent criminals are traveling among the women, children, and families heading north on foot. The Texas Minutemen, according to McGottlieb, have 100 volunteers en route to the Rio Grande who want to help stop migrants with more likely on their way. Well, aren't there thousands? Never mind. I don't think their presence should be there, but I guess that's just me. I just don't understand the point of having a military there and you need these outside groups on top of that. It makes no sense. I can't put a number on it, McGottlieb said. My phone's been ringing nonstop for the last 7 days. You got other militias and husbands and wives, people coming from Oregon, Indiana. We've even got 2 from Canada. Asked whether his group planned to deploy with weapons, McGottlieb laughed. This is Texas, man, he said. And yet the prospect of armed vigilantes showing up beside the U.S. troops, along with border patrol agents, police officers, and migrants, is considered serious enough that military planners have issued warnings to Army commanders. According to military planning documents obtained by Newsweek, the military is concerned about the arrival of unregulated militia members self-deploying to the border in alleged support of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. And plus, the Minutemen have a very racist reputation. The assessment estimates about 200 militia members could show up. They operate under the guise of citizen patrol, the report said, while warnings of incidents and unregulated militias steal National Guard equipment during deployments. See, there you go. Now, why are they out there claiming they're there to help, but they're stealing equipment from the National Guard? No, these are just citizen troublemakers. That's all. If the military is there, these people are not necessary. They're not a necessity. The military report provide no further details about the alleged thefts. Manuel Padilla Jr., the top border patrol official in the agency's Rio Grande Valley sector, the nation's busiest for illegal crossing, said he has not issued any instructions to agents in the field or to landowners whose properties are adjacent to the river, but he plans to meet with community members in the coming week, he said, to address their concerns. We don't have any specific information about the militias, said Padilla, reached by phone along with the border. We have seen in the past, and when things start getting really busy, we have to make sure to let the community know they're out there. But we're doing that on our own, Padilla said. McGottly said that in addition to weapons and camping gear, his group will have night vision goggles and aerial drones with thermal sensing equipment capable of operating in darkness. He emphasized that the group would report any suspicious activities to authorities and would heed any instructions from Border Patrol agents or military personnel. Several landowners in the area said they do not want the militias around. Yeah, I don't blame them. I don't see where they're a necessity if you got the military there. Michael Vickers, a veterinarian and rancher who lives an hour north of the border, okay, he will not let militia members from outside the area onto his property, and that he doubts most area landowners would trust outsiders. They are a bunch of guys with big mouths and no substance to them, said Vickers, a Republican who heads a 300-strong Texas Border Volunteers. The group doesn't call itself a militia, although it patrols ranchland to intercept migrants who hike through the brush to attempt to avoid Border Patrol checkpoints. The group uses ATVs, night vision goggles, and spotlights, and trained dogs. So they're saying the militias are nothing but a bunch of guys with big mouths and no substance. I can believe that. Somehow I can believe that. People on the Rio Grande have been calling us, Vickers said. His group is in a holding pattern, he said, adding, we can have 100 volunteers in a hot area in 4 to 8 hours. We've already talked to a bunch of landowners who wanted to know if we'll be operating if the Border Patrol can't be there to keep their properties from being vandalized, their crops from being messed up. We're ready to move, he said. Others in South Texas are less enthusiastic. Lucy Cruz, 96, said immigrants often stop on her property as they walk through the brush country, sometimes breaking into a small cabin to sleep. Her family's ranch lies amid the thorny mesquite brush, cactus, and tawny dry grass 80 miles north of the border. As the migrant caravan heads north She and other landowners in the area worry that the number of trespassers walking through their ranches will increase dramatically. But many say the militias coming to the area also pose a threat. I will not let militia on my land, Cruz says. Yeah, because you know what they are? They're a bunch of fat, flippant mouth guys with guns. That's all they are. That's all these militias are. They got a flippy mouth and a gun. We see that way too often in America. There are civilians stepping into a situation where the Border Patrol is supposed to be in control and make decisions. They could damage property or harm workers. I would guess they would be trigger happy. Exactly. That's why they want to be there. They're ready to shoot and kill people. If they shot someone, they might just say the person was reaching for a gun. And see, we hear that way too often. And I agree with these people. See, the residents don't even want these militias there. They don't want them. I don't blame them. The Rio Grande is less than a mile from Met's living room window, and a section of border wall crosses his property. He has watched for years as border crossers ford the river and walk onto his land, their first step on American soil. The wall has slowed the flow significantly, he said, but between 50 to 100 people a day still cross through the farm next door. He worries that the caravan, which includes many women and children, will surge through the area, but he doesn't want armed vigilantes on his farm. Isn't that amazing? None of these people want the militia. Which I understand, because I've listened to these militias whenever they were interviewed, and that's all they are. They're just a bunch of foul-mouthed, flippant, most of them fat guys with guns. That's what they are. The militias just need to stay where they are, said Metz, a Republican. We don't need fanatical people. We don't need anybody here with guns. Why do they have guns? I have dealt with illegals for 30 years, and all of them have been scared, asking for help. Militias need to stay up north where they belong. We have no use for them here. They might shoot someone or hurt someone, but they're heir to the state's largest and most influential ranches disagree. Okay, so a lot of the people along the borders on the other side of the wall, on the American side, you can see the majority of them do not want these militias there. And I can't say I blame them. I understand. I sure wouldn't want that either. But ladies and gentlemen, please tell me what you think. You know, if the military of this country cannot be trusted to patrol a border wall, then what the hell good are they? Seriously, what good are they if they can't do that and they need militia backup? Then you got a sorry ass military. That's what it means. But please tell me what you think. Ladies and gentlemen, please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.